Hi guys, and welcome to Journey to Grandmaster. I guess we are live. Tell me please if you can see and hear me. I am so happy to be here today with you to celebrate 50,000 subscribers we have in our amazing community and of course play a tournament together. Oops. I have opened the broadcast so that I have your comments here. Yeah, thank you very much. Hi there, welcome. Please, there are only 2 minutes left to join the tournament. Please join it over here. The link is in the description. Let me show you the, let's switch it. Oh my God, this is not correct. Yes, now it should be fine. So the first link in the description, please, if you haven't joined the tournament, join it right now. Tell me if you can hear me. All right, I have some difficulties as always, but hopefully it should work now. Let me switch camera so I'm not frozen. And yes, we have just 1 minute to go. Even less, we have 22 people so far. Once you join the tournament and play at least one game, you have a chance to win a free lesson with me, which is actually gonna happen today after our stream. So please join and play. I see a nice comment on Lichess. Why is it 3+2 and not 5+0? Would be more fitting since you hit 50,000 subscribers. That's really funny. But I don't know, I just made the normal blitz control so that, yeah, we are not losing with a few seconds when we have an extra queen. That is not real chess for me. Instead, we are gonna play normal increment. Yeah, so the random, I'm gonna, after the tournament, don't go away, I'm gonna choose randomly the winner that is gonna get the free lesson. I have chosen it this way so that we can all enjoy the tournament without being too stressful about the results. It's rather for fun, of course, we are gonna learn a lot. In the process, I'm gonna comment the games, but mainly I didn't want to make it only for the winner. All right, let me check the sound. Still seems to be incorrect. Hopefully now it's fitting more. As well, I already have my first opponent. Yes, yeah, let me play the move d6. I play against Jean Kazama 1. And of course, I'm gonna start with the d6. What a nice way to start the tournament. Let me know if you have questions, if you can clearly hear me, where to join. The link is in the description, the first link in the description. Please just click on it. I'm pretty sure you can still join the tournament even when it already started. Okay, now feels to go good. Yes, and of course, just ask your questions in the chat, whatever your current chess rating is, what are your struggles, what are your wins, how it goes. We haven't had a live stream for a very long time, but today I'm there for you to help, so please go ahead and ask your questions. By the way, I have an amazing Black Friday offer, the biggest I have ever offered for my signature program, 10-day opening master. We are gonna talk later more about that. The link is also in the description, but yeah, I wanted to make something special for you. So I have here a very normal position with the move c6. I actually like it a lot for black. Whenever white takes on e5, that's never a problem because I have a lot of squares to go. I can go to c5, where the bishop is very powerful. I always like this move c6 just to make sure that this white's knight never comes to d5. Okay, the bishop goes to b2 instead. Very interesting. I don't know, e4 probably is too much, probably is not needed. Very interesting, yes, attacking the knight, but that would be That would be weird. All right. I'm gonna just play bishop c5. We need this opening every variation. Yeah, we will see how many games we are gonna play with this opening today. I, of course, cover every possible variation in my 10-day opening master course. We dive 1000 times deeper into the variations there to make sure that you are prepared against everything. But what's very important, it's not just theory, because otherwise it would be crazy and too difficult. It's all about practical exercises helping you to actually use the knowledge, and you train immediately the variations that you have just learned. That way you can actually use it in your own games. All right, knight c3. Yeah, as I said, this knight is blocked by the pawn on c6. There is nothing you can do with it. More or less, you can go to a4, but that's never a big deal. The knight on a4 would be weird. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just develop my pieces. I think now at some point e4, e5 becomes an interesting idea. That is why my opponent plays knight to d2. And I just remembered that's a blitz game, so actually I have just 1 minute on the clock. I think he goes here. So I want to play a5, so that, first of all, it's always useful to control that a3 before counterplay from white. And also I always have this diagonal. Yeah, for example, when my bishop is under attack, I don't need to go here. I can stay there where my bishop is more active. Yeah, bishop a7 makes sense. All right. Congratulations. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for being here with me. It's a very special moment. I have this channel for almost 3 years. I have published so many videos, of course, together with my beautiful girlfriend, who is the video editor and thumbnail designer of this channel. Without her, I wouldn't be able to make it all possible. So big thanks to Kate, and big thanks to all of you for joining my journey here. I'm sharing with you my way of trying to achieve the title of Grandmaster, and of course helping you with your chess journey, making your next chess goal closer to you. Queen c2. Yeah, I think my opponent has a pretty nice position, and I don't like that I still haven't developed my stuff there, so I'm gonna just castle. Yeah, hi there. Please ask your questions in the chat. What are you currently trying to achieve? What are your struggles? Do you follow the World Cup? Very interesting tournament. I basically like World Cup the most out of all of the tournaments. First of all, it's incredibly long. It's like almost a month or something. And you have so many interesting players participating, so many surprises happening. And basically, it always switches between the classical and those tie breaks with rapid chess and blitz and even Armageddon. Okay, I have 20 seconds, have to speed up. And so I enjoy watching it a lot. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a lot of time if you want to watch everything, but at least the tie breaks are very fascinating. All right, 30 seconds, time to focus on the game. A3 doesn't create any threats, so I have finished my development. I basically pretty much like my position. One thing I don't like, at some point this queen is gonna come, so I want to take with the queen, so that after queen e4 I have something like f5. And by the way, notice this pawn on c6 is also very good against the bishop. It's basically neutralizing it. And yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this pawn on a3. My opponent played a3, trying to maybe play b4, but now it's a weakness he has to deal with. Bishop b4, yeah, good opportunity to make a luft for my king. I don't know, probably g6 is not the best, but h6 I thought also is not very helpful, so I'm not sure which one is better. But now I really have a threat. Bishop takes a3. What do I do about it? That pawn is also, like, this bishop on g4 is very good. The pawn is under attack, it cannot go forward because the rook is hanging. Yeah, the main drawback is I have 5 seconds. Maybe I should just play f6. But yeah, that actually is not that simple because of bishop takes g6. Okay, but now I think I can take. Yes, I'm winning the pawn, but I guess he goes over here, which is annoying, and his king is going to be very safe. So this endgame is not easy to win by any means. I just, before the stream, I watched the game from And the World Cup, I blundered the pawn. That's annoying. I should have played queen b4. That would protect the pawn, yeah. That was not necessary. But I watched the game from the World Cup where I guess Sindarov played as white, and he had a queen and a pawn, and the opponent had just the king and queen. And theoretically it's a draw, but it's so difficult. Oh my god, what should I do? I don't know. Let me take, because I have 0 time. That must be a draw, of course, but let's see. My opponent is very strong. I'm not sure what is his real rating, because there is this number. And as always, I have no time. I don't know, maybe that's not the best idea. If he goes back, it's still a draw. Nothing I can do. But make sure to join the tournament so that you have a chance to win a free lesson with me. The link is in the description. The first one, you play games with me, with other players, and you get the opportunity to win the lesson. Okay, let's go back to the tournaments. After the tournament, I'm gonna randomly choose one participant from the tournament. Yeah, the first game was really tough. I start with a draw. Let's see if you have any questions. No questions yet. Where to join? Yeah, already answered. The first link in the description. And we have 90 minutes of games ahead of us. Thank you very much, Jean Kazama 1, for the game. Yeah, that was very interesting. As always, in these tournaments, I desperately lose so many of my rating points because you guys are so strong, and I talk I talk a lot, so I don't focus enough on the games, which makes it even tougher. But it's not about the rating, it's about having fun, it's about communicating. I'm playing. Yes, all the best to you as well. Knight to c3. Oh, I guess I play against you. I just saw that the comments on YouTube, and that's the same nicknames. Yeah, I'm happy to have you here. By the way, we have a very strong tournament. I'm playing against the second 2200 rated player in a row. Okay, c6. Let me play e3. Bishop e7. I don't know, let's try queen c2. And b3. I want to develop one of my bishops to b2, the second one to d3, as well as in the Collet-Tiggertar system that I like to recommend under 2000 elo a lot, because a very simple plan. Well, here I kind of doing the same. It's a little bit different because I played c4, but I still want to attack in the center. Yeah, my opponent is the first one. But what about this move c takes d? He doesn't have the move e4 because I'm gonna just take it. That's the advantage of having my queen. Okay, he takes on d4. What's gonna happen? Takes, 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 takes. I'm gonna be an extra. I'm gonna have an extra exchange, right? Otherwise, I'm gonna have a lot of extra pawns. Not sure whether it's me who is blundering or my opponent, but I'm gonna take. Oops, I'm gonna take with the check in the end. That feels to work. Yeah, so he plays 95, but that means I'm winning a lot of pawns. Need to figure out the right way. Knight takes d4. I'm afraid there is some checkmating attack coming. That's the challenge. So I need to be careful with that. If I take also, there is bishop h2, king h2, then knight g4 check, queen h4. I mean, that's not something you can ignore. But I like this more. Takes, takes, bishop h2, king takes. Yeah, at least I'm gonna have knight f3 back there. So I'm gonna take. This knight is very helpful. Okay, just takes back. That gives me time. But I'm not sure what to do with that time. Maybe just play h3. Or maybe bishop f5. Bishop f5 feels good. I have an extra pawn, I think. So I just want to stabilize the situation and make sure my opponent doesn't checkmate me. And exchanging the pieces is very useful to achieve that. As well as clearing up the D file would be useful. And at some point, of course, I want to take advantage of this diagonal. Can I still take? Maybe not. He takes over there. Yeah, that doesn't feel great. I have to play knight b5, but I also like knight b5. I'm attacking here. If the bishop goes away, I have rook d1 or this rook. All right. Hi there to everyone who just joined. The first link in the description, you can join the tournament, you can win the prize of a free lesson with me. So please do that, play with me, with other participants. It's going to be very cool. I will be happy to see you in the tournament. And ask your questions in the comments. We are celebrating 50,000 subscribers, incredible achievement, at least it feels to me. Of course, there are people with much bigger channels, but yeah, I fought a lot to get there. I have created so many videos for you. I hope you enjoyed it and you have learned a thing or two out of it. I think at some point this bishop is gonna become a monster. Something like knight d5. I also like the fact that this rook is not participating in the game at all. Takes. Now it's well, not a real threat, right? He still has enough defenders, but this bishop is amazing, and I'm ready to finish my development. My goal, and I hope yours as well, in every single game to include absolutely every single one of your pieces into the game. All right, G6 is like a huge positional concession. Now this is not going to be fun. Where should my queen go? Maybe even here. I'm a little bit afraid still of his attack. Maybe I should go to h3. Then there is no attack possible, and the queen is still pretty active. It can go to h6, for example, once I'm ready for the checkmate. And also, this e4 square would be amazing for the knight. Notice, if my knight can go to f6, that would be game over. All right. I think last time I didn't manage to win the tournament. There was somebody very strong. Let's see how it's going to be this time. Yeah, f5 is a logical move to stop knight d4. Knight d4 felt like a huge problem, but the knight can come there via d5 as well, if my rook will go somewhere. Alternatively, I can play knight a4 just to attack another pawn and open up the bishop. Or I can play e4, but then f4. Well, but then I might have that. That feels good. Let me play e4. Because that feels super dangerous. I'm attacking this and this. Yeah, I basically wanted just to get rid of the knight so that I can play rook d7, but he has prepared some nasty stuff there. Still want to play that. I don't know, maybe I'm blundering something, but bishop takes is just a check. I can play king f1. Or maybe even king h1, takes. But I don't know, that feels dangerous. I guess just king f1, and then I don't see any checks. And the queen cannot really just go anywhere, because queen h7 would be a checkmate. All right. Well, just normal takes is good enough, but I want to play for the checkmate. Let me play king f1. Main thing is just make sure there are no check. Knight is3, I just take it, otherwise no checks are possible, and I'm really threatening the checkmate in a few moves. If he does nothing. Okay, but my rook on d1 is protected. That's not a problem. Otherwise, I can even remaneuver my... No, that is weird. He has bishop e5. But now I just play f3. I'm threatening to win both. Okay, that's smart. Yeah, there would have been some knight e2 tricks. Okay, now I can play queen c3 and threaten some nasty checkmates. All right, thank you very much for the game. I'm going a little bit up in terms of the tournaments. Please join the tournaments. We have 36 people, 36 competitors for the free lesson prize. today. I'm gonna randomly choose the winner after the tournament. So if you want to participate, the link is in the description. Join the tournament and play at least one game. While I'm starting to play against Samir, who has a new account. It's always difficult for me when I see this blunder, not blunder, the question mark, to figure out what is the real rating of the opponent. It might be very strong, and I don't know that, and that's inconvenient. Good game. Thank you very much. Yeah, good game from your side as well. Rogozin defense. I like this bishop g5 line. Let's play bishop h4. Yeah, by the way, I have to play the Kole. I kind of automatically play d4, c4, but I have to stop it. Yeah, my opponent is very aggressive. Let's play queen c2. Or is bishop f5? I have queen b3. Kind of got this line. There is h5, very tricky move. How can I game? Hi there. The first link in the description. Yes, I have repeated it already 100 times, but I'm never tired of repeating something very important. The first link in the description, just click on it, join the tournament, and you can play with me as well as with other participants of the tournament. Yeah, I think now I'm doing pretty good. I'm just attacking this guy, and I'm ready to fight for the e-file, for the e5 square. Or maybe castle, but then he's gonna do that. So what do I do? Knight e5, he's gonna take. Knight d2 is another move, but he's gonna take there. I don't know. I feel that I want something funny, so I'm gonna castle alone. It's questionable because there are some difficulties here. But now I can just take. Okay, I think he's sacrificing the pawn to get some activity. But I'm not afraid. I'm gonna take. All right, thank you. Yes, please join the tournament. The first link in the description. Play with me, with everyone else. Win a free lesson with me. And ask your questions in the comments. Who are you rooting for in the World Cup? I would be very curious to know. So many favorites are just gone. They have lost their matches very unexpectedly. Okay, short castles. That's very brave, I have to say, because that was my hope to attack over here. Okay, f5. I think I'm gonna just step back. I don't know, that must be bad. Like, the skin is completely naked, right? You're not supposed to play like that. Of course, you have a few tempi before I play f3, somehow open up those files, but black's attack is also not really there. Yeah, knight d5 is interesting. No, that I don't like. Now I have a beautiful pair of bishops. Like, I am a big fan of a pair of bishops, and if somebody gives me it voluntarily, that is usually not gonna end well for them. If I win the tournament. No, it's not. It's not about winning the tournament. I'm gonna just render. Oh my god, I blundered the bishop. I thought it's a checkmate. I just blundered. That's amazing. Never ever push your pawn, your piece without checking whether your opponent can take it. That's the mistake I made. I was too excited about it and gave up my beautiful bishop. Okay, how many pawns do I have? Do I have any chances? I have one pawn. Not really. And there is no way except for e4 to keep the queens on the board. So let me play e4. Yeah, thank you very much. The link is in the description, the first link in the description. Just click on it, join the tournament. You are gonna immediately be redirected to Lead Chess. You just click join and start playing. All right. What did he play? h5. Okay, that at least gives us some time. to finish our developments. I think objectively I have 0 chances here, but I'm gonna try. It's a blitz game after all. Yeah, very smart to exchange. On the other hand, yeah, I wanted to say at least I'm gonna be active, but then I noticed this pawn on e4 would be horribly hanging. Okay, let me take. Don't really have a choice anyway. And now I don't even know what to do. Let me play a4. Maybe b3 was better. I want to make sure that my king is d5 takes. Ah, that doesn't give me anything. Okay, now it's high time to play d5. At least, no, he still can't even take it. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, bishop takes. That's interesting. That at least gives me some counterplay. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe there is just a checkmate. Yeah, because should have played b3. Yeah, I think there is nothing I can do. Well, my bad. I shouldn't have blundered that bishop. Thank you very much. Ask your questions in the comments. Hi there. Hi to everyone joining. Join our tournaments. Play with me. Beat me like the guy is black here. Okay, he didn't. Wow. He didn't play queen takes a4. That was just a checkmate. Now I can take this amazing bishop. I'm still worse, I'm sure. I'm a pawn down. But, well, now I can even take. It's not only about the pawn, but it's about the fact that I want to create some threats for the king. Okay, I think my opponent is somehow not sure. Oh. Wait, but now I have 4 against 4. Not that bad. Because I have to speed up. Yeah, I didn't expect to have any chances in this game. Wait. This way, yeah, my pawn's on the dark squares, it's not that good. On the other hand, I'm gonna be able to defend it. Very important. I like what my opponent is doing to bring the king into the game. At the same time, it's kind of cut. Cannot really do anything. And I'm already going forward. In the long run, the bishop is stronger than the knight when there are pawns on both sides of the board, because with my bishop I can control everything. He's taken there. But okay, still king b6. Let me remove the bishop. It's going to be a race. I think that is too slow. He might have played knight to f4 instead, but I still can control it from there. And this way, yeah, I think I should be the first one, because the knight has no way to stop my pawn, whereas my bishop is stopping the pawn very good. Yeah, I just take it. Even taking was not necessary, actually. But this way it's safe. Now I have an extra queen. It's a huge comeback for me in this game. I didn't deserve it. Ask your questions in the chat. Do you have any struggles? Yeah, now the knight is lost. Thank you very much for the game. I am now on fire. I'm on streak with 2 victories. Let's see if I can try to fight for the first place in this tournament. You just joined, click the first link in the description and join the tournament while I'm waiting for my next opponent. Nobody wants to play against me. Just played a big tournament, classical tournament, Tegernsee Open. Open Bayern Chess Championship, and that was crazy. I started with a victory, but then in round number 2, I lost an absolutely amazing opening game. I had a completely drawish endgame. It was a Rook's endgame 3 against 3, or maybe 4 against 4, and I have like 0 chances to win, but I still try, and I try so hard that I'm just losing the game. It was devastating. And then I have lost against a low-rated opponent. So then the entire tournament afterwards, I needed to win pretty much all of my games just to get those rating points back. And I only managed to do it in the very last round, where I made a draw against a strong grandmaster. I was very happy with that game as black, and even won a small prize in the tournament. But yeah, that was very tough. The people are so strong nowadays, and the ratings, I feel, because of the rating deflation, people are playing strong, but they have lower ratings than before, and then it's so difficult for you to increase your rating or to get a grandmaster norm. It's so difficult. If I was not at work, I would so join. Yeah, sorry about that. I always try to pick a time which is as suitable as possible for most of you. But yeah, it's never possible to make it ideal for everyone. Okay, I play against 1900 elo-rated opponent here. He played the London, which I really hate to play. I hate to play against it. But yeah, sometimes you have to. Now I have prepared a trick. I'm about to play e5. If he blunders it, I'm gonna just play e4 afterwards and fork his pieces. So he has to go backwards. But still, generally the combination of the knight and the bishop is not that great in the London system. They tend to play bishop to e2, at least against d6, because otherwise I'm gonna play e5 and e4. Yeah, it's the right thing, but still e5. I think I'm doing very well. Look at my bishop on b7, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, now he goes backwards, but that means he's wasting time, which is never a good thing. The question is, how do we outplay? I actually had this exact line in the first round of my tournament, in the classical one I mentioned, and I also managed to somehow step-by-step outplay my opponent. Let's play that, I don't know. Probably doesn't give me much, because he can exchange and play knight d2 and bishop f3, but I also have to finish my development somehow. At least now this pawn is protected, so I can play knight c5. Maybe knight c5 immediately was better. But again, I feel like the endgame must be better for me, right? I have beautiful bishops. Those are not that great. I have, if he takes, I have developed all of my pieces, so that cannot be bad for me. But still, the London is so solid that it's very difficult to beat the guy. e4, for example, just knight d4. Yes, there is a prize for everyone who joins the tournament. I'm gonna randomly choose a winner who's gonna get a free lesson with me. So please click the link in the description and join the tournament and play the game. What do? I can take, and if he takes with the bishop, play e4, but that's like never a good strategy. I think I'm gonna play f6 instead, so that this bishop is stuck. And as for my bishop, yeah, maybe I'm gonna re-rotate it later on. That's actually was my strategy in that classical game. I just made sure that this bishop never went out, and I won the game thanks to it. So that can be a very good strategy in the London system. I can even just bring my king to e6, where it's gonna control a lot of squares, and step by step improve my position. This bishop is really unlucky. a4, the move that I don't understand. To say the least, I can take, but there is rook a1 takes and rook a7. Okay, I don't need that, but I just play a5. Now I'm really threatening to take the pawn, and I don't see any way to defend it except for rook a1. But in that case, I can still continue attacking it with bishop c6, and then you have to be totally passive to defend it. So a4 was definitely a mistake. b4 would have been better, I think. You wanted to do something active. Okay, you want to defend it like that. Yeah, smart. At least you're not losing the pawn. What do I do about it? Not that simple. I don't know. For some reason, I want to play rook d6 to make my pawn structure even more solid, and at some point maybe have this d5 breakthrough. Where is the tournament? The first link in the description. Please just click on it and join the tournament. All right, yes. All of those pawns are on the light squares, which is not great for this bishop, and this bishop is not playing at all. Yeah, for example, after b3, now I somehow felt that I want to play rook d6, but I couldn't completely understand why I want to do that. And now I understand. I want to play d5, and then after takes, I can take on b3 or at least attack it. But yeah, knight d2 would have been a defense. Now it's not a defense. I can just take. But yeah, he's tricky. He has prepared knight to e4 in the end of the day. But what if I take with the bishop? Takes, takes, takes. If knight e4, I'm gonna still win a pawn, so I'm gonna take it. Yes, and this way I'm just winning a pawn. Now all I need to do is just bring my king and break through in the center. f4. Yeah, that's the other reason I played rook d6, so that this bishop is never coming to the game. Do I need to take... I don't know. Feels like with this pawn makes more sense, so that I have only 2 pawn islands instead of 3 in a 6. I have seen a question somewhere whether I have made a video on pawn structures on my channel. I think not specifically on the pawn structures. I cover it a lot in my courses, but yeah, I think I haven't made a video yet. Yeah, that is annoying. How do I actually win here? At some point I do need to go ahead with those pawns. Wait, now I can just take. That was a blunder. Probably it's time to take. To make sure that this knight is not jumping around. If you are fighting against the knight in the blitz game, it's always very tricky. But this way, this bishop is absolutely horrible. And yeah, I have way too many extra pawns. I think I just need to play g5. In the endgame, you want to create passers. Once you have created passers, you want to push it forward. So the first step is to create it. What do I do now? I think just g4. Now everything is protected, and at some point I'm gonna break through with f4. He doesn't even have that many moves. And f4 is coming. Now I finally break through and I have passers, which is everything you need to win. I don't know, let's give it a check. Bring the knight here, I can even grab another pawn. Yeah, that's unfortunately also not available. And now I have too much extra material. Thank you very much for the game. I'm on place number 5. Actually beats the leader. Okay, nice. Any questions while we are waiting for the opponents? Hi there, everyone. Just join in, please. Use the link in the description, the first one, to join the tournament, to win a free lesson. I'm going to randomly choose a winner after the tournament. But so far, let's just enjoy chess and and there are some cheaters. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There is unfortunately nothing we can do. But actually, I specifically made the prize for the random winner, not for the first place. Also with an idea that cheaters have no chance. There is no reason to cheat in the tournament. Like, what do you get out of it? It's just for you to learn something. Okay, I play against CB one more time, who is the most active so far. Let's play c4 again. I forget to play the Kole next time. It's knight f3. Did we play? Yeah, last time I played as white. But I think we had a different opening. Let's see what happens this time. my last game. Yeah, sorry about that. If there are cheaters in the tournament, please go out. Not for you. All right. Advice for breaking 1700s to reach 2000. Very good question. Thank you very much. By the way, quick announcement, I'm gonna release my next course very soon, which is the intermediate one for everyone below 1500 ELO, above 1000 and below 1500 to achieve 1500, and above that, that is a very nice one. I have worked a lot on that, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Stay tuned for the updates. And yeah, the next one would be exactly answering this question, how to get to 2000. But for now, it's not that simple to give you a general advice, because it depends on the weaknesses. It's not like you're a beginner anymore, where it's easy to understand what's actually wrong. In pretty much all of the cases, it's tactics on the beginner level. But yeah, I would need to take a look at a few of your games. Still, I have made a completely free 30-day training plan for you, which is very helpful at your level. That is actually what's gonna help you a lot to achieve that level. So check the link that would be in my channel description. But otherwise, make sure you always analyze your games. This is the number one thing you can do to improve your chess, as well as solve those tactical puzzles every day. Yeah, but at some point to break through, you have to also improve your understanding, and hopefully my videos help you a lot with that. I focus on giving you tips actually to understand the game much better. I want to play f4, but that might be dangerous for my bishop. Let's take a risk. I want to play actively today. Of course, he can never take. That would open up the f-file, blunder the h7 pawn. But yeah, it's very difficult to make possible, actually. If the knight goes away, then I already have bishop takes. So it's not that simple to somehow trap that bishop. Yeah, and meanwhile, if he does something like that to get some counterplay, it immediately creates so many weaknesses that I can use. The biggest thing is that kept me from advancing is making blunders in the late game. Your videos and systems have really taught me on how to set myself up very well tactically, but I still often miss seeing a defender and blunder my position, unfortunately. Yeah, well, I talk a lot about that. Very important to make sure that you are careful with your opponent's counterplay, your opponent's chances. It's never, as far as I understood, that's because you relax too soon. You think that there is nothing your opponent can do anymore, which is not true. It's never too late to spoil your game. I have blundered so many winning games, but I also won a lot of games that were completely lost, and other players would even resign there, but I somehow managed to turn the tables around. In most of the cases, thanks to the pieces activity. Doesn't matter how many pieces you have left, try to activate absolutely every single one of them. And yeah, be very careful with your opponent's ideas. Every single time when he makes a move, try to think, what is the idea? In this case, that's probably defending that. I mean, look at this bishop on... I knew. the moment I did that, I understood I blundered it. I just wanted to enjoy that night, and the only thing I could have... Yeah, talking about blundering in your late stage of the game. That's amazing. Very beautiful example of what we are talking about. Okay, last time I somehow managed to turn the tables around. Let's see if I can do it this time. For example, can I play rook takes f7? If rook takes, obviously I take the queen. And if king takes, I have queen f3, queen f4 check, and then I still win a queen. So I think that works. Because if that works, then I have two connected pastors in the center and a more active position. So who knows, maybe I still have chances. All right. Advice, yeah, I have just talked about that. I guess the biggest advice I can give you, join my free 30-day training plan, go it step by step. There are puzzles for you, there are educational videos that are explaining the topics that are gonna help be helpful at your level. And yeah, I think you can get a lot out of it. All right, queen e6. I like that this bishop is not developing. But my rook is hanging. I have to do something about it. I can actually take and play d5. Yeah, let's do that. Because if I would have gone back, then this e5 pawn would be constantly hanging. I have my time now before black has improved all of the pieces, but yeah, he's already doing that. Maybe still I can play e6. Yeah, so that he's very passive. But on the other hand, he's going to be able to block me. What do I do? Yeah, this queen d6 is coming and I have no idea. No idea what I can do. Wait, now I can play e7. That's at least some progress. You have passers, try to push it forward. Yeah, and the drawback is that it's going to be, first of all, disconnected, and then on the dark square, so that it's going to be easier for the bishop, but at the same time, they're super dangerous now. d6 is coming. In that case, the pawns would be just unstoppable. Maybe he should remaneuver the bishop somewhere there. But then I have queen e6 check and d6. And queen f7. Yeah, suddenly the position is not simple at all. Somehow I'm blundering a lot today, but still resilient, still finding my chances. And that's a good move. So that he has that. Wait, what? That's not a good move. That's almost a checkmate. At least also d7 is coming. I thought bishop f5 is the idea, but I also wanted to play queen d5 and queen f7. Thank you very much. Very nice game. I didn't need to blunder my knight. Try to be more careful with my pieces next time. For everyone who is joining, we are celebrating 50,000 subscribers. I'm playing with you. Please join. Somebody sending me the challenge. Please join the tournaments and you can play against me as well as other members of our amazing community. Let me know how long are you following my channel? How long are you watching the videos? Let's figure out who is the oldest subscriber and viewer of the channel. Would be very interesting to know. Let me know in the comments how long are you watching. Also, let me know what kind of videos you would like me to make. Yeah, I'm fighting for the first place. We are playing against the leader. Let's play d6. We are not gonna change our favorite opening. 4 to 5 months. Thank you very much. When that knight blunder turns out to be just a sacrifice. Yeah, I didn't want to sacrifice it. Actually, oops, that's his move. Because that knight on d6, the moment I wanted to just enjoy how beautiful it is, it turned out I have blundered it, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't like this move e3. I feel like I'm already overtaking the initiative. Like, basically a lot of people play e4 at this point to stop me from playing e4, but that means, yeah, I'm just basically playing as white. But if you don't play e4, I can still do it, I think. Yeah, that would mean that this bishop is going to be good, but I also have bishop b4 check. Thank you very much. Bishop b4 check. Yeah, at least I want to provoke the move c3 so that this bishop is stuck, and you need to play c4 to make it active again. But as you have seen in one of the previous games, this c4 is very good, very bad for this bishop. And this knight, like, how do you even develop it? Okay, bishop d2, fine. d6. Now the main thing is the bishop is not there. Yes, it can go here, but that again somehow takes time. I can play bishop e5, but I can also just castle. I'm still wondering what the knight is doing. Knight c6. Feels like it's close to winning, if I'm honest. This is how powerful this opening is. If white is doing something weird, it's quite fast that you can punish him. Okay, I think I want to take, because if he takes with the knight, this pawn is horrible now. And I don't want to do anything special, just bring all of my pieces out and attack the weaknesses. Don't forget to ask your questions. All right. Yeah, knight g4, at least he has knight d5, right? What do I do? Maybe just bishop g4 for now. I mean, this pawn is not gonna disappear. By the way, another way to attack it is just to play bishop c5. Basically, that wins a pawn immediately. But the point is, there is nothing he can do to save it. So I'm not even in a hurry to win it. I just bring my pieces. Okay, that feels risky. But yeah, on the other hand, like, he cannot stake with the queen. That's the problem. But on the other hand, I quite like this idea, because he is doing badly here and he wants to exchange the material. The problem is this knight g4 now works, because I'm attacking here, I'm attacking there, I'm ready with queen to h4. That feels very powerful. Feel free to ask your questions. Can I take? I think I can. I don't even care about this knight. I can just play queen h4 next. That is some powerful. Finally, I play a game without any real blunders. And yeah, pretty nice. 16 moves. I'm sorry that I'm so harsh. Just wanted to play one normal game, one strong game. Okay, we are officially on the half of our tournament. If you just joined, still you can join the tournament, still play some cool games, play against me. So please do it. The link is in the description. But I hope you enjoy it. Do you watch anime? Thank you for a very unusual question. No, I actually have never watched anime. Somehow, yeah, it didn't even cross my world. That's an interesting move with an idea to play knight h3, but unfortunately I can just take it. All right, thank you very much for the game. And I'm on the first place. That's shocking. All right, another game. Let's play the Sicilian. Why not? Change things a little bit. Play 6. I'm struggling making my moves with confidence. Any advice? Rating is about 2260. Wow, 2260 FIDE, 2260 online. I think that would make a huge difference. a6. I like this Khan variation. The bishop is coming to c5, or okay, bishop e2 is a little bit unusual. Against knight c3, b5, against bishop d3, bishop c5. So what am I supposed to play against that? I can play knight f6 maybe, because e5 runs into queen a5. FIDE. Okay. Well, I don't know. I recently have written an email. I'm not sure if you are a part of my email newsletter. If not, I sincerely recommend it, because I share a lot of tips as well as my personal stories. which is very helpful according to people's replies. So I was scared for a very long time to like play the chess that I enjoy, to go forward, to sacrifice stuff. I was really, it was so scary to just go forward and sacrifice something because, oh my God, I'm a pawn down or even a piece down. How am I gonna be able to continue? But at some point I realized that it doesn't make any sense because we play chess to enjoy it, to play a game that we would be proud of, that we would be happy to share with our friends, with the world. And yeah, and then I made my goal to just sacrifice something in every single game. And you know what? I started to play better because I wasn't occupied too much with the material anymore. I have a student who is like constantly so afraid of sacrificing, even in a beautiful position, just to get all of his pieces active. Pieces activity is the number one thing in chess. It's much more important than the material. Because if you think about it, it doesn't matter if you have the rook on a8 if you never use it in the game. So it's not the number of pieces that matters, it's the number of active pieces. And so to activate more of your stuff, to create some problems for the opponent, sometimes you just need to sacrifice, to like invest some of your material. It's only there for you to help you achieve your ultimate goal, which is to deliver the checkmate. So make your goal to be to play a game you would be proud of instead of trying to make all of the moves perfect. Just follow your intuition more. That's what I discovered, at least for me. I should do much more because I notice like the right move in the very first seconds, but then I start to calculate for a lot of time. I waste like 20 minutes and then I make another move because I have seen something, some ghosts. And then as a result, I'm even making a mistake. So I have lost both time and made a bad move. All right, what do I do here? I'm a pawn up, but still not simple to win. And b5 is also common. b5 is never an idea, but I can play b6. That should help. Yes, this pawn is a little bit vulnerable, but I have to develop my stuff. Maybe he wants to go here. But I think as long as I go out, it shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, so I hope it helps. Be more brave. Stop being afraid. You cannot get punched in the face. We are not boxing, we are playing chess. So try to enjoy the game more. Okay, what about rook c6? Want to double? Attack it more? Make d5 possible one day? By the way, b5 is also now possible. Yeah, e5 I thought is not a big deal because I have 98, and how do you save your stuff? Okay. Can even just take, right? That would be a second pawn. Any more questions? You see that it's much easier for me when you ask your questions. I have some topics to cover. I try to play with more intuition, but it lasts less than 5 minutes. After that, oops, let's see it. After that, I try to calculate everything to the end again. Yes, I also try to calculate everything. Well, I used to at least. Now I understand it's simply not possible. It doesn't make any sense. It's actually detrimental both to your clock, your confidence, and like it's in most of the cases, it's simply impossible to calculate everything till the end. I try to make the move that feels to be right, that is strategically correct, and do my best to cover the line so I don't blunder anything. And that, in most of the cases, works. Not today. You see, today I'm blundering too much. But that's probably because of talking. All right, finally I'm ready to play b5 in the endgame. It's all about the passers, whether you have the passers, whether you can create it, and once you create it, whether you can push it forward. And I think I'm about to create it, and once I do, it's going to be unstoppable. Well, the alternative was to play bishop d5 to attack here, but then, yeah, this b5 would be hanging. I blunder a lot from winning positions, especially in the endgame. Yeah. By the way, I also want to make an endgame course. Stay tuned for the updates as well. Would be really cool. Endgames is actually my favorite topic. I love to play endgames. I feel I'm like the moment the queens are going off the board, I'm immediately like 200 elo points higher. Because I don't know, it feels like I understand chess better than I calculate it. Because yeah, I noticed that I blunder quite a few things in the games, but in terms of understanding, in most of the cases, it tends to be better. Of course, there can always be exceptions. Okay, I have created this passer, but I do lose that guy. Okay. Now I'm threatening here. Yeah, so he plays that. Again, got my favorite thing, two bishops. Very powerful. But not to blunder in the end, not to spoil the winning position. Never relax until your opponent resigned, and be very careful with the opponent's counterplay. Every single move, try to understand what he's doing. For example, here, if he plays 92 and I allow the exchange, well, actually, it's okay. It's not opposite colors bishops, then it's all fine. But otherwise, that would be a huge positional threat. Yeah, we all have been there, Lena. That's a very common problem. You're not alone. Especially when you play against a stronger opponent. Even if it seems like your position is great, you have outplayed him, somehow he's finding those chances. That's, oops. I I didn't see that it's my move and almost lost on time. That's, by the way, talking about relaxing too early. Need to somehow to promote that pawn. I have too many extra pawns. And now finally I'm promoting. Yeah, thank you very much for the game. I'm continuing my streak. Somehow I'm too strong. I need to lose a game or two. So please, hopefully you're going to be the next one to beat me. If you haven't joined the tournament, the first link in the description. Do it as fast as possible. Okay, the Dutch defense. I promised to play the Collie. Not do it here, but I can do the double Fianchetto, which is exactly what I recommend in my 10-day opening master course against the Dutch defense. By the way, a good moment for me to tell you that there is an absolutely amazing offer, the biggest one I have ever offered, the Black Friday one for the 10-day opening mastery. So you get the program, you get 2 months of coaching with me for free included in the program. At least eight, rather 9 live lessons with me where I'm gonna analyze your games. I'm gonna play games with you just like we do here, but not the blitz game, the rapid game that we are gonna analyze afterwards. I'm gonna tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, and all of that is included in the program. The link is in the description. Please make sure to grab your limited spot. It's a small group lesson, so I have time to give you personal attention so that we cover all of your weaknesses and actually bring you forward. Also, you learn the openings in the course, and then you can immediately apply it. There are hundreds of practical exercises, so it actually stick, and you forget opening problems once and for all. This opening pain when you don't know what to do. And then whenever something goes wrong, because always something goes wrong, you can come to the lesson and ask all of your questions, show me the games where you try to play those openings you learn, and then we together look at your mistakes and fix it, and you are playing much better the next time. The biggest offer I have ever offered, please take a look. The link will be in the description. G5. My opponent wants to checkmate me. I have to do something about it. Should I take on e4 and then on g5, or just take on g5 immediately? I feel like I want to take on g5. Maybe I should have taken with the pawn. Not sure why I have taken with the knight. Doesn't make much sense, because now he can play h4. Well, here at least I can play knight f3 and knight h4, and I can stop h4, and then I don't see how he can continue the attack. Or I can even ignore it, and if h4 I can take, right? And meanwhile, whenever your opponent attacks you on the sides, you should answer in the center. I need to blow it up, I need to create those problems for him, which is not that simple. His position is pretty solid. But I will do my best. Okay? Ask your questions if you have it in the chat. Meanwhile, I think he wants to play rook g8. He wants to sacrifice this knight and just kill me. That is not a friendly plan. My opponent is very annoying. What do I do? Maybe I just exchange everything. Like if I take this guy and play e3, how on earth can you create threats? Queen g4. Maybe actually I should have started with the move e3, because maybe he can play f4 right now. No, he doesn't do it. Takes. Yeah, I literally don't see what he can do. Maybe he wants to remaneuver the knight there, but then I'm going to be able to create my own threats as well. Hopefully. Maybe I'm not fast enough. Yes, e3. The bishop is unfortunately stuck. But at least it feels solid. Yeah, till the moment he brings it there. Then it's going to be a problem. Or rather a big one. Maybe I should have taken first. Wait. No, here I cannot play that. Maybe. No. Yeah, but now he's coming there. Okay, and I have no time as always. I want to bring my rook to the h file. That should help. The problem is, okay, if he plays knight g6, I have rook h1. If he plays knight f5, then I cannot play rook h1 because knight takes g3. And that feels like a checkmate, so I have to take. But then at least I can take there and create my counterplay. Although h4 is still coming. Yeah, h4 would be very, very strong. I feel like he has to play knight f5. It doesn't matter with the pawns, nothing matters. If you play for the checkmate, play for the checkmate. He doesn't go for it. I think it's a mistake. Now it's easier for me because there is no additional threat of that. But of course, his attack is still very strong. No question about that. Now this is hanging. What can I do? I think I should take. Because if he takes with the rook, I hope I can... Ah, no, I cannot take because of queen f3 check. Wow, then he can take with the rook. Yeah, that's just a bad position for me. But if he plays h4 and then takes on g3, okay, again he's not playing that. Now I can play rook h4. He can... Well, if he goes back, I have rook f4 with the tempo. I just desperately want to stop that h4 idea. He gives me a tempo, I can play queen e2 and then rook h1, and then I'm fine. But my opponent is playing very strong so far. What do you think? Is he gonna give me a checkmate after all? That's why I didn't take over there. Okay. Doesn't feel that dangerous. But not to open up this guy. Yeah. This rook f8. I wanted to play rook h1, but then rook f8 is very annoying. Now I plan this move. Bishop e1. Okay. Now I can play that and be in time with bishop e1. Okay, that's weird. I mean, yeah, I get it. But is it so dangerous? Can you take? Is it a checkmate? Hopefully not. Yeah. That feels like a checkmate. Probably I should have played, well, tough, especially with 4 seconds on the clock. My opponent is very close to the checkmate. Oh my god. Yeah, that was wrong. But he has no checks, that's the advantage. His king is also pretty naked. Wait, and I have rook f4 at some point. Queen f1? What about queen f1? Yeah, no time to figure it out. But rook f4 hopefully is saving me. It's just one queen, he's not able to give me a checkmate, and just grab that. Okay. Yeah, that probably wasn't the best. One is hanging. Yeah, okay. Well, that was a very nice game. Thank you very much. I think at some point should have just checkmated me. That knight f5 felt very dangerous instead of knight g6. But I continue my streak, and I'm just sharing the first place. Gen.26 is playing very fast. He played like 3 more games than me. And he has a lot of points. So let's see. If you want to participate in the giveaway and get a free lesson with me, please join the tournament and play at least one game. After the tournament, I'm gonna randomly choose one of you to win the lesson. Yeah, we have 56 participants. Thank you very much. It's actually more than, yeah, and everyone has played some, no, wait, maybe not everyone. Yeah, actually a lot of people are not participating. Remember, you have to play at least one game to participate in the giveaway. Otherwise, like so far 35 people has played at least one game. Not enough just to join the tournament and not play any games. All right, any questions? There are 30 minutes left in the tournament. Very interesting who is going to be the first one. I think I still haven't played against Gen.26. We have played one game, but maybe not today. Yeah, and he won another game, so I'm behind quite a lot. Should I take Berserk now to make it funny for you? Let's see. Yeah, no. Then we are not taking Berserk, we are playing a real game. Let's see what happens. I'm ready to play d6. And a5. You can play 5 immediately. Why not? This is my favorite endgame. This endgame is actually already not worse objectively, even according to the engine. For black, I think at this point it's already better for me. Again, thanks to this pawn on c4. This really is bad for white. And also thanks to the fact that I can play both f6 and c6, so both of those knights are useless. New sub. Yeah, thank you very much. Happy to have you in our amazing community. I still cannot actually believe that we are 50,000 people. If someone would tell me almost 3 years ago when I started this channel that we are gonna get to where we are right now, I wouldn't believe you. This feels unreal. So yeah, big thanks to all of you for supporting me on this journey, to supporting me on this channel. Of course, yeah, there are difficulties. It's tough. Sometimes you don't like something, but it's life. I try to do my best, try to be both useful and entertaining to you guys. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos you would like to see on the channel. That would be very interesting to take a look at. Yeah, so this knight h6, knight f7 is a very interesting maneuver. I cover such ideas in the 10-day opening mastery course. It's not just about memorizing everything. It's not my approach at all. Instead, I want you to understand where your pieces belong, so you don't waste time in the opening and you have confidence. You know exactly where your pieces should go. By the way, a lot of people have asked me, it's not that you get access to the course for just 10 days. You get lifetime access to the course, even if you're busy. It actually was designed for busy adults and senior students. I have a lot of seniors in the course, and it's very nice. I'm happy about that. You can do it at your own pace. You have all the time in the world to go through it. I do recommend to not to forget about it, to do it regularly, so that it somehow sticks to your mind more. But there is no pressure on you at all. It's just divided to 10 chapters, basically 10 days, but there is no requirement for you to finish. In fact, right now it's not almost not possible to finish it in 10 days, because since the beginning the course got much better thanks to the students' feedback. It's now like 5 times better than it was in the beginning, but it got much bigger, right, as a result. So don't expect to finish it. I would rather say maybe 2 months is a realistic time to finish everything. It's really huge. But you have absolutely everything. This is like the last opening course you will ever buy in your life, and that was my goal, my intention with it. All right, knight b3. The knight is hanging. If you are curious about the program, please take a look in the description. The link is there right now. The biggest offer I have ever offered, 2 months of coaching personally with me. Normally never get it in the opening course. Okay. What do I do about it? I think I just take it. I don't like the fact that the c4 pawn would be more protected, but I don't want to play c5 and create those unnecessary weaknesses. I also don't want to go back, so I think I have to take. How can I play you? The link is in the description. You should just join the tournament. There are still 25 minutes. Not sure if that's enough for you to play against me, but that's the way. Okay, how do I actually outplay my opponent here? Maybe I place my bishop on b4 and then the knight on d6, and then even remaneuver it over here. But I have to be careful. At some point he can, maybe even now, play knight a4. Knight a4 is annoying. Yeah, for that reason, I want to exchange the rooks so that bishop b6 doesn't win the rook anymore. Because d file, is important to fight for. Yeah, my opponent is playing very strong. He's #1 in the tournament for a reason. I have to take it seriously. Takes. Actually, maybe taking with the knight makes sense. So that this knight is very good on e6 once I can get there, but yeah, he's creating threats. But as ace, it's not that dangerous for me, right? I'm not sure what he's trying to achieve. Let me play that. Also, at some point, bishop g6 is an idea. Yeah, I get it, that he has bishop b6 and knight c5. If I go here, then there is a check. Maybe I should just take, but then, yeah, this a5 pawn would be a weakness. I don't feel that I'm in trouble, but I also don't really see how I can win the game. This is, well, actually logically it should be the case. If you are playing black and your opponent doesn't make any mistakes, you're not supposed to win. But I want to win, that's the problem. I noticed that I cannot just play knight e6 because of bishop g4 and I'm gonna lose the piece, so probably I have to start with h5. Okay, he plays that. That I don't like, actually. Because now I'm gonna just kick his pieces away. Knight d6 would be possible, then I can get to d4. That feels definitely like an improvement for me. Because we both have light scars bishop, but you see that most of his pawns are on the light scars. He's trying to fix that, but the problem is this pawn is gonna become a huge weakness now. I think he voluntarily just destroyed his position. This is what happens a lot, at least I notice from my experience when I play against tolerated players. In the beginning, they play pretty well, but then when we come to the end game, it feels like it should be easier to play, just a few pieces left. But in fact, they start to make some very weird decisions and just lose in a few moves. And that, unfortunately, seems to be happening here. Okay. Knight a6. Now there is no way to save the pawn. What? That is like a pre-move trick that I'm gonna pre-move knight c5, but I pretty much never pre-move my moves. At least not in such a tournament. Okay, thank you very much for the game. But meanwhile, someone else has overtaken the lead. Wow. Tahir is playing very strong. He's on fire. Very fascinating. Who is gonna be the first one? Who is gonna win the tournament? Just 20 minutes left. Meanwhile, feel free to ask your questions. If you have something that you want to know about chess, about me, about our channel, I am there for you to answer. Somehow I cannot get an opponent. Everybody is busy playing. But if I'm not gonna play, I'm not gonna get Tahir. I want to fight for the first place. Started the tournament with a draw. Afterwards, I have won all of the games. And that's still not enough. Apparently, I guess it's important that you win very fast in such a tournament, not just that you win. The third game against Nathan Met, who is CB on YouTube. Oh, maybe now I'm not gonna forget to play the Collet secretary system if my opponent plays d5. But I think he played d5. Let's see. But he's not there. 5 seconds left. We're gonna make a move. Yes. Oh, he's taking Berserk against us. Wow. That's funny. I should have done the same. I'm sorry. I forgotten about that. Not used to such tournaments. But on the other hand, I get to play the Collet secretary system. 95 is coming. Or maybe first a3 to make sure this knight is not coming to b4. And now I'm ready for 95. Yeah, knight c5 is also coming, maybe b4. To secure the square. Yeah, but a5 is thrown, I agree. Seems like I should play c3, which I'm not happy about, shutting down this bishop. But I also am shutting down that guy. Okay, that helps. Now I can take with this pawn, opening up the bishop again. Don't like that move from my opponent. I can even play bishop g4. For some reason, I analyzed these positions with engine a lot, also while I was making the course. And this bishop d4, the engine is always happy about it, just to make sure this d4 is never ever possible. And this bishop is stuck. All of black's pieces are stuck. And yeah, it should just collapse, right? Like I can play queen to e3. Asking you a question, what do you do about this pawn? And the answer is you don't do anything. But what about bishop b5? Well, yeah, bishop b5 is not really that effective. Because bishop c6 and queen d7. I actually want to go back. Don't want to exchange. I feel like my bishop is stronger. Yeah, that was stupid. But hey, okay, anyway, I have won a pawn. This knight on g6 is not doing much, although it might jump to f4, but then... Yeah, then bishop g5. Why do I allow that? Now let me go to f3. I still don't understand how this knight is gonna survive. Maybe still bishop there. He's going backwards. But that gives me time. Remaneuver my knight, for example. I have two protected passers here. Yeah, queen a4 is a good move. Then let me do it slowly. Make a loot for my king. Maybe improve my queen so that this pawn is protected, and I can play... Okay, now I can just play knight c5. Yeah, so that is his idea. But on the other hand, I get here, which is also very nice. Wait. Rook c1 is too good not to be played. Play queen to d3. And now I think it's time just to push the pawns. Yes, I get it, he wants to create some counterplay, but I don't think he... Wait, that would run into knight h4. I don't think there is enough, like he has two pieces. I have quite a lot of defenders. So I don't see real threats. It's all about real threats. Don't be afraid of your opponent's attack if there is nothing he can do. And a3 check, just king h1. He cannot go here because I will take it. Otherwise, I don't see an idea. Ah, now I see an idea. Go here, but I can take the pawn. Okay, he's trying to create an idea. Let me play rook e3. Should have played it earlier, of course. Ah, wait, now I cannot take. Then it's actually not that clear. Okay. I want to play f3 just to make sure that this queen e4 is not a move. And now I'm threatening to take, for example. Well, still, no, that's protected. That's fine, so let me take. Doesn't care. Yeah, I think it's too much. Without this knight, no attack is possible. This is just a check. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the game. Next time I will also take a Berserk. Maybe in this game, because otherwise how do I get stuck here? He's very strong. And also I never get a chance to play against him, which is kind of sad. I think the first place should be decided by the personal encounter instead of who is gonna play faster. Yeah, we are playing against each other. Okay. Of course, I have to play the Philidor in the final game, or the most important one. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is gonna win? The hero is playing incredibly strong in this tournament. What's gonna happen? By the way, I have played the Philidor defense in the classical tournaments I have just played, and that was a spectacular game. I played it against an Indian woman grandmaster. No, she's not. She's even a man international master or open international master, which is higher than women grandmaster. Anyway, very strong opponent, and she started to just crush me. Like, she wanted to checkmate me. She sacrificed all of the pieces, and I was actually pretty brave not to to just panic, and I went on to grab some pawns, and then it was so crazy. At some point, her queen was in prison, and then I played for a win. I wanted to win, and I was about to, but unfortunately my plan wasn't perfect. And then there was an amazing moment. I already, yeah, like, okay, I have to make a draw. And then there was the most beautiful move I have ever seen. I'm gonna definitely make a video about this game, so we will see it later on. I don't want to spoil it for you, but that is the most brilliant move I have ever seen in my playing career. Okay, d5. d5 is usually not a good thing to do. Now this bishop is weird. Can just take it. Doesn't feel... Can also play knight b6 first. Yeah, knight b6, I should have played it immediately. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, queen c7 wasn't necessary. On the other hand, 92 is also not really bringing him much. Now I'm threatening to take and take. And then actually the queen on c7 would be doing something useful. Okay, that's the battle for the first place. I have to take it seriously. Now it's time to take. I'm never afraid of that. Yeah, but here I can just take probably with this knight, so that if he takes with the pawn, I have f5 and I'm ready to start the attack. And I also control this c4 square. If he takes with the bishop, then it doesn't matter. But I really like my position. I have a pair of bishops. I have a free attack. I mean, that's a dream. That's exactly why I play the Philidor and why I recommend you to play the Philidor in all of my videos. This opening is amazing. The only thing I don't like is when I play it in classical chess nowadays and my opponents are preparing against me with the computer up to move 30, 35, then of course it's tough. Doesn't matter which opening you play, you never want to play against the computer. Okay, what do I do? e4 or bishop f6? I feel like bishop f6 is more active. On the other hand, yeah, my pawn structure maybe is not perfect. But I can take with the pawn as well. Yeah, he wants to play queen b3. That actually is very smart. Then let me take. I have to take it seriously. He takes with the bishop, I have queen c5 check. I thought I'm just winning a pawn. Maybe he blundered it. I mean, he definitely has a compensation, no question about that. But that pawn was annoying. I wanted to eliminate it. Now I can develop my bishop as well. The final game, the most important one, fighting for the first place. Let's see who is gonna win here. This d6 pawn is going to be a weakness. Yeah, exactly. So probably he's gonna win it back. But on the bright sides, I have a pair of bishops and I have managed to open up the position. So that should give me very good chances. Also, we have an unbalanced pawn structure. When you want to win the game, it's always helping you. Takes. Yeah, I guess it's just transposition, doesn't matter. All right. Well, I can just take and play bishop b3 at some point. The pair of bishops is such an advantage which does not disappear if you exchange the queens. So that's completely fine, but this pawn on a4 is a very weak one, and if I get the control of the d file, I'm just very strong. Yeah, that's why he doesn't exchange. He's actually smart. How do we win? Probably... Well, he wants to play rook here, I think, but then this rook would be very weird, so let's ignore that. I just want to finish my development, bring all of the pieces into the game. But yeah, rook e1 is a good move. We are also entering the time trouble zone, which is going to be tough to handle. Sacrificing the pawn, and that might be the right thing to do, because I have to give up my bishops, and then he has this rook e7 idea, right? On the other hand, I still finish my development, and I'm threatening some checkmate ideas. So there is no rook b7, there is no bishop e5. Okay, and if that, then I can play rook g7 to at least stabilize the situation here. If he plays rook e1, just takes. I have two extra pawns. Maybe rook 8 is the idea, rook b8, but now I can just take. If I'm not mistaken, maybe it's still a draw. No, this I like. I'm gonna bring my bishop over here, where it's going to be super strong. Or maybe let's attack the pawn first. Yeah, but I also have to be careful not to blunder some stuff over here. I think I'm gonna just run into the center to avoid troubles. Because in the center, there is no checkmate. But there is a pawn that I'm unfortunately losing. On the bright side, there would be d5 in trouble. Once I can do something about my king. How do I actually escape the checks? Okay, he's sacrificing the exchange. I think it wasn't necessary. Because that wasn't that easy to get rid of the checks. Okay, thank you very much for the game. It's very interesting. I think that's a clever strategy of my opponent to win in the tournament by not giving up, because that means that I'm gonna play less games. So I actually have to play very fast to be able to win in the tournament, but somehow it's not my... Oops. I missed it. Okay, this trick worked. Checkmate, and hopefully... Okay, we are sharing the first place, so the most interesting thing is still ahead of us. I think I have to take the Berserk in the last game, so that I'm in time to finish the game, hopefully, and get some more points. That would be funny, because I have never taken a Berserk yet. That would be very fast. Yeah, but this way, not... Okay, I get the opponent. Let's go for it. But I have a very strong opponent, 2200. And I don't have any increments. Yeah, c5, I haven't even noticed it. We have a weird position, but okay. It's all about being fast. I think I'm gonna lose. I don't like my position at all so far. Yeah, that wasn't great either. My knight should be on d5, but like both of my knights are not anywhere close d5. And I have very... Oh my god. About to lose here. Yeah, that was not the smartest decision to take that Berserk. But on the other hand, 4 minutes without it, I wouldn't be able to finish the game in time. Yeah, now I'm losing the pawn. At least I get the bishops. His position is very solid. There are no weaknesses to attack. And I don't have any increments, and my time is ticking. How am I supposed to win? I have to create some weaknesses in his camp. Let's see, 5, like something like that. Maybe a4, a5, a6, but that feels slow and weird. Maybe still, why not? Okay. Yeah, just like changes. Well, but that feels that I'm at least getting the pawn back, right? Yeah, now I have a passer, okay. Yeah, bishop c5 check. Okay, he goes there, that doesn't matter. All the time, it's very easy to blunder something against the knight. Also, this bishop can be stuck at some point. Hopefully, it's not going to be stuck. Okay, could have played knight b7. That's basically winning. Normally, but this also should be winning. Because of this protected, it's all about passers. Protected distant passer has to be very good. Okay, now his knight is super passive. Yeah, maybe king c4 was better. Stop that king from going forward. But still, come on, this knight can play now. Yeah, still knight b5 is possible. Maybe I should have played that. Yes. Time to use my knight. Maybe I can get the h6 pawn and get rid of this king at the same time. This has to be winning. Can imagine it's not winning. Yeah, but he's getting that pawn. This is what usually happens. You have a passer and you cannot promote it, but you use it as a deflection. I'm not sure if that was the best. Now I have a new passer, which is also a distant one, and I'm also gonna push it forward so fast as possible. I think his last chance was to play c3. Now I can just take it. But I have 22 seconds. How do I win? He's kind of doesn't have any moves. "18 seconds. I need to deliver the checkmate." Okay, at least I can take all of the... Oh, there is only 18 seconds left in the tournament, and there is no way I'm gonna win the game in time. That is another thing I completely forgot, even with Berserk. Yeah, but this position is still tough. I mean, I'm rather gonna lose it on time. Okay, now it feels close. Oh, the knight is hanging. That's unfortunate, but okay, the game doesn't count anyway. Why doesn't it stop? Am I gonna lose? I thought it should be a draw, but probably it's not. Yeah, online blitz is funny. Maybe I'm gonna get it to 50 moves. No. No, I actually have lost. Oh my god. And I'm place 3. How? Okay, that's a smart strategy. My opponent made a very quick draw, and so he was in time to get another point, and that's why he's ahead of me. But also Forrest has taken some berserks and have played amazingly fast. I don't know how you guys do it to play so fast. And yeah, congratulations, the first place. Okay, any questions, any comments? We have successfully finished the tournament. I'm still in the top 3. I have the best win rates, even with the last unfortunate loss. But congratulations to the winners, to the Forest and Stahir. And of course, let's choose the winner of the giveaway of the free lesson, which by the way is gonna start in 20 minutes. So we have 39 people with some games played. Let me see if you can see it. No, you cannot see it like that. You can see it like this. And okay, now I'm frozen. Do it this. Okay, so we have 39 people participating in the tournament who played at least one game, and let's generate the winner number. Number 4. That's a very strong performance in the tournament. Almost myself. Let's figure out who that is. Okay. Number 4, Joysick. Congratulations, you have won a free lesson. I'm gonna send you a message with a Zoom link in a second. Thank you very much for participating. Don't forget that there is an absolutely amazing special offer right now only for the Black Friday. You get 8 lessons with me completely for free, live lessons where I'm going to analyze your games. I'm going to play games with you if you join 10-day opening mastery, where you can build a holistic lifetime opening repertoire both for white and black. You get lifetime access to the course, so you can do it in your own pace whenever you have time and you're in the right mood to train, to work on chess. Please click the link in the description and read people's stories, how it completely changed their chess. They went from 400 to 1000 elo. They went from 800 to 1200 elo just with the help of the course in a couple of months, and you can be the next one. Please click the link in the description, know more about it, and make sure to grab your limited spot before it's too late. All right, last questions. Okay. Yeah, so the number 4, let me put myself to the big screen. We are going to continue to celebrate this huge achievement. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I'm going to publish another incredibly fascinating video, a game that I have played where it was such a roller coaster. You're going to enjoy it so much. Stay tuned and take care. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for being with me here today.